Alpine is looking to bring massive improvements to the A523, and this time they're expecting to challenge the top teams like Mercedes, Aston Martin and Ferrari. While the Australian GP didn't go in their favour and presented only further issues in terms of the budget cap limitations for new parts, the team is keeping this same development track, and what they are expecting to receive back from the factory in Enstone is huge. Will Alpine be able to bring home podium finishes more frequently, as this was their goal in 2022? And will they be able to make one of the biggest comebacks a team has made after the poor start of the 2023 season? This video has all the answers, so make sure not to go anywhere. Alpine started the 2023 campaign on a very poor note, with Ocon having to deal with a triple penalty and Gasly having to start dead last in the race. However, the rookie in Alpine managed to finish in points, and in Australia, although he was passed by the Ferrari of Sainz and intimidated by Stroll during the entire course of the race, he managed to keep up with the Ferrari ahead and keep the AMR23 behind at bay. Now, if you add the upgrades that Alpine is expecting to mount on the A523, rest assured that Gasly and Ocon will be more competitive, and Alpine will definitely be able to challenge Mercedes, a team that is currently third in the Constructors' Championship, 9 points behind Aston Martin. As for Alpine, while they stand 6th in the ladder behind McLaren, the accident in Melbourne has definitely hindered their chance of scoring points with both of its drivers, and therefore makes a solid case for further improvement. But that is all in the past, and while it will have further implications on the developments back at Enstone, it's definitely something the team is looking to forget sooner rather than later. Before we go into the upgrade's nature and the team's expectations out of them, let's see what Otmar Szafner, the team principal, has to say about Melbourne's impact on the upgrades themselves. Before we go into that, make sure to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification posts. It's not a secret that the crash has caused some serious threats to whether or not the team can bring these upgrades and develop them in the first place. But Szafner is keeping a positive attitude about it, as he went on to add, "It is not yet a problem for the cost cap, even though the accident cost us dearly. But the accident has shifted the priorities. For now, we need spare parts for Baku. You don't just rebuild things like a front wing in a fortnight. We still have to check whether that has an influence on whether we can bring our development package to its full extent." Why is the cost cap presenting such a huge problem for a team's development paths, you might ask yourself? Well, the answer is very simple. The team will be forced to spend counted money on repairs of already known parts, and ones that have already been tested and implemented on the car, rather than working towards new directions and bringing more out from the factory. Szafner, however, is very positive that the upgrades will come as soon as the next race in Baku, and then furthermore in Imola, with the team expecting to gain 0.3 of a second when the Italian GP comes around the corner. But this wouldn't be the final stop, as the Enstone-based squad is also looking to cash in an additional 0.3 of a second as the season progresses, with the total upgrade gain of Alpine's work back in Enstone being estimated at 0.6 of a second. This is something that we would be very happy to witness. However, there are more sides to this story as well. First, it's not guaranteed that the upgrades will work, and now with the Melbourne crash, the team has a lot to deal with in terms of the financial burden of the upgrades themselves. Second, Alpine will definitely not be the only team to bring upgrades to the track, so we cannot just expect the Enstone-based team to be 0.6 faster and the rest of the pack to stand there and applaud their gains. But the optimism remains very high in the team, and Esteban Ocon has spoken about what his expectations are from the upgrades as well. While adding that he is visiting the factory once or twice per week, Ocon had a lot of praise for what is currently going on in Enstone, as he went on to speak about Alpine replicating Aston Martin's success, with him adding, "We have to, in our mind, think it is possible. Otherwise, there is no point racing. If you think about it, we finished the season in December, and when we restarted, it was end of February, beginning of March, so it's about 3-4 months. I don't know if Aston would have been able to do so in season, but if you take 3 or 4 months, it's not the end of the season. Aston Martin has shown, and fair play to them, that it is possible to make a big step if you find the right things. So it is doable. The fact that every midfield team that wants to improve over the course of the 2023 season is looking towards Aston Martin as motivation stands as it is, with Mercedes saying that if they want to find more pace out of the W14, they should look at the pattern that their customer company has followed as well. However, Ocon believes that the upgrades meant to be implemented on the A523 are definitely going to boost the car's performance, with him being cautious about how much he will reveal to the media, as he went, "I've been to the aero department, I've seen the future drawings, I've seen future concepts of the car, what we are going to bring to the car, and there are some really interesting ideas. It is interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing them being produced and seeing them on the car." Yet again, the fact that the car needs upgrades reveals one thing about it: it hasn't been produced the right way. Although every car out there is going through the process of being upgraded during the course of the season, the ones that have been able to rack up decent results are only adding fuel to the ongoing fire behind their drivers' engines. On the other hand, the cars that are bringing upgrades just to keep up or to catch up with the rest of the grid are ones that have a lot on their plate, and Ocon was furthermore asked whether the A523 has any major weaknesses that need to be fixed in 2023. When talking about this matter, he said, "It's a lot of details. It's never one thing, and that's a difficult thing. A compromise somewhere can lead you to lose a little bit of performance elsewhere, and we can't make compromises at the moment because of where we are." And Alpine has a lot to look forward to as well. With the new upgrades coming to the A523, the team is also looking to boost Gasly's form and performance. Although the newbie has shown to be an even better option than they would have imagined in terms of aligning himself with the car, the Enstone-based squad has assessed the start of Gasly's season, and while they were happy with the race pace and what they saw in this matter, they said that his accommodation with the team will take some time, and they need to be patient at this point of the season. Safner has praised the speed of Gasly, saying that while he is new and it takes time for him to deliver fully to the team, Gasly is enjoying his new environment and likes the engineering team as well as the mechanics, with this love being returned to the Frenchman as well. Although he and Ocon have only scored 4 points each so far in 2023, Safner is more than certain that the Frenchman will deliver more performance out of the car, as that was promised by Gasly himself, with the team principal adding, "He is fast, but it will take time at the margin to eke every little bit out of the car, and he's still getting comfortable with us. I talked to him after the race in Saudi, and he said, 'Look, give me a couple more races and there's a couple of tenths in me.' I think it's just a better understanding of driver and engineering team to set the car up like he likes it." With this in mind, we cannot wait to see what Alpine has in store. But one thing is for sure, although the promise has been made to their fans and to the entire F1 world, it will be something very difficult to achieve. Yes, this has been their goal ever since the 2022 season started to wrap up, and whether the Enstone-based squad can hold their ground and deliver when it's asked of them, we are yet to see. What do you think about Alpine's 6/10 gain? Do you think it's doable? And do you think that the fight between Ocon and Gasly for podium finishes is something we can definitely witness in 2023? Let us know in the comments below. And after you do that, make sure to watch our next video that goes over Ferrari's future.